Did Donald Trump violate the law by colluding with Russia to influence the 2016 presidential election?
I think Special Counsel Mueller found that there was insufficient evidence to establish a conspiracy between Donald Trump and the Russian campaign.
Do you agree with that?
I am in no position I wasn't part of that investigation. I've read the Mueller report like I presume all of you.
So there's some doubt in your mind?
Senator, I didn't say that. I just don't think that I'm in a position to opine on that when all I've done is read the Mueller report.
You just can't bring yourself to say that he didn't violate the law?
No, Senator, you're putting words in my mouth.
No, ma'am. That was a question.
I accept and trust Special Counsel Mueller in his determination that there was insufficient evidence for that. I accept that.
You don't like Donald Trump, do you?
I don't respect the manner in which he has carried out the presidency.
Okay. You despise Donald Trump, don't you?
No, I don't despise anyone, Senator.
Okay.
Hey, political junkies, welcome back to Hot News Today. Buckle up because today's Judiciary Committee hearing was as fiery as it gets. Senator John Kennedy, never one to pull his punches, took former Attorney General Sally Yates to the mat over the Russia investigation and the infamous Steele dossier. If you crave raw moments from Capitol Hill, you're in the right place. Kennedy kicked things off with a direct hit. Did Trump break the law by colluding with Russia? Yates pointed straight to the Mueller report, saying, look, there just wasn't enough evidence for a conspiracy. But Kennedy wasn't letting her off easy. He demanded her personal opinion, and when Yates played it by the book, he accused her of dodging. Yates held her ground, saying she trusted Mueller's work, period. Things got personal fast. Kennedy asked if Yates disliked Trump. She admitted she didn't respect his style, but she wasn't going to say she hated the guy. Kennedy pressed about an anti-Trump culture inside the DOJ or FBI. Yates shot right back. No secret group, no bias, not on her watch.
Isn't it true that there were a handful of people at the FBI that despised Donald Trump and wanted to do everything they could do to keep him from being president?
I can't speak as to whether other people despised Donald Trump.
Were you part of that group?
No, Senator, I was not.
Isn't it true that there were a handful of people at the Department of Justice during the Obama administration that despised Donald Trump and did everything in their power to keep him from being president?
I'm not aware of anyone at the Department of Justice doing anything to try to keep Donald Trump from becoming president.
Were you part of that group?
Inconsistent.
I'm sorry. Were you part of that group?
No, and I'm not aware of anybody doing that, and that would not only surprise me, but shock me.
Then came the big one, the Steele dossier. Kennedy wanted Yates to admit it was junk. She hesitated, saying parts clearly didn't hold up, especially with hindsight. Kennedy pounced, calling it like a rock, only dumber, hammering Yates for relying on it without independent checks.
The Steele dossier was a keystone of the Russian collusion investigation, wasn't it?
No, it was not. It was a part of the Carter-Page FISA affidavit. But in fact, I think if you read the Mueller report, you'll see that the Steele dossier does not play a role at all.
So you don't think it was important? You don't think it was important to the FISA applications?
As I just said, Senator, yes, with respect to the FISA applications in Carter-Page. But your question was not that. Your question was with respect to Special Counsel Mueller's investigation.
All right, fair enough. Let me be sure I understand you. Was the Steele dossier critically important to the FISA applications?
Yes, it was. There was information with respect to Carter-Page.
The Steele dossier was junk, wasn't it?
The Steele dossier when you say junk, I don't really know how to describe that.
Well, what did you think about it? You thought it was true? You think it's true?
Senator, there's information that was in the dossier that certainly is called into question now. I haven't been at the Department of Justice.
No kidding.
May I finish my answer, please, Senator?
Sure, I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize, Counsel.
Thank you.
Go ahead. My question was...
I think that there is certainly evidence now that there was not at the time that calls into question the reliability of many portions of the Steele dossier.
Okay. Did you check to see if it was junk? It was junk before you signed off on the FISA application?
Senator, the affidavit that was provided by the FBI sets forth the factual basis, and we rely upon the FBI to be the fact finders.
So you didn't independently check?
No, Senator, I did not independently fact check.
On FISA applications, Kennedy was relentless. He argued Yates signed off on spying connected to a presidential campaign using sketchy evidence. Yates defended her process, stressing it was Carter-Page, not Trump, under scrutiny, and that the DOJ depended on the FBI's fact-checking.
You signed off on 2 of the applications. you're asking for permission to surveil somebody who is close to a candidacy for the President of the United States in one instance, and in the second instance actually was the President of the United States. And you took no independent steps to see if the Steele dossier was accurate. Is that your testimony?
Senator, I'm not following your question when you talk about who
Well,
was the
let me try to be
application.
clearer. The Steele dossiers was critical to at least several of the FISA applications, one of which you signed off on.
With respect to the page.
Let me finish my question. You said that the Steele dossier, with hindsight, may not have been completely accurate. You're investigating a president of the United States, and you didn't check to see if it was accurate? Let me put it another way. Let's suppose my staff came to me tomorrow and said, we have evidence that Chairman Graham is colluding with China to influence the presidential election. And I say, okay, what's the basis of that?
White House.
And they say, we have a reliable source that we can trust, and we want you to call him out. And I go out and call him out with verifying the reliable source. Am I not like a rock, only dumber?
But Kennedy wasn't buying it. He wanted to know, what did Yates do personally to verify the dossier? Her answer, checking, was the FBI's job, not hers. The whole thing exploded into a debate over trust. Kennedy accused DOJ brass of damaging the FBI's credibility. Yates pushed back, defending the career officials and their integrity. The bottom line, no one left satisfied. Kennedy says the DOJ failed America, Yates stands by the process and the Mueller findings. If you found this breakdown valuable, smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Was Kennedy right to go this hard? For more explosive moments from Washington, keep it locked right here on Hot News Today.
Thank you very much. I think, Senator, you were implying here that this FISA application was on Donald Trump. As we all know, the FISA application was not on a candidate or president. It was on an individual who was formerly with the campaign, was not a current member of the campaign. Secondly, with respect to the process, the FISA process is such that the FBI, as I've indicated to you, is the fact finder. They have the files, they engage in what's called a Woods process, where they are required to document that every single fact in the affidavit is accurate and that they can trace it back to a specific place in the FBI files that establish that. A problem I think that the page FISA process has revealed is that just because there is a fact in the FBI files that establishes, a document that establishes that fact, there were also inconsistent facts that apparently were not included in that affidavit.